Let them know. Islam, let them know. Let them know. Moorish MC order, I'm a round table sheiks. 7 days in a circle and 52 weeks. Dirty Moors copycat and bite the prophet's speech. I'm L without taking a Hajj like Malik. In a group of solo like Raphael Sadiq. Walking over rappers like stepping over a creek. Exposing you dappers, dressing like Greeks. Showing off cheeks, thong wearing whale freaks. Suck like a leech, I'm the nerd you kick sand on at the beach. Verbally your face I stand on, I'm back to teach. Learn a lesson as the piano soothes your mood. Lyrical weed, beat brain food, you turn God. Applying what I speak, the truth, they burn and lie through their teeth. Denationalized, jack for all your supplies and knowledge from the high priest on the mental highs. Bringing you light, giving you sight, close your eyes to pray. Get shackled at night, now they're giving you tripe. Tales of ox, feed of pigs and soup. You've been bamboozled, tricked, had and duped. Won't fight your own fight, but you join their troops. Killing others around the world just to stay out the news. Won't fight your own fight, but you join their troops. Killing others around the world just to stay out the noose. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. What up, brother Hanif? Use the mic to let them know. This is like Jurassic. They got your birthright. Knowledge is light. They calling you black and you're calling them white. Your name's Mikael and they calling you Mike. Earth's shadow is the darkness, they calling it night. Sodom and Gomorrites are called gays and dykes. False education appears real, they calling it fright. Chic on this beat, you're calling it tight. Effects from the roach blunt, calling it heights. With a razor blade on my line, I'm cutting your kites. Rapping blood clot dummies, worry about scuffing the nights. Feminized in tight shirts, showing muscles and ice. Deals, got 'em acting like the 3 blind mice. Rhyming for nursery, laying clay for Andrew Dice. I'm pro, you're Joe, the beat is spike. Can't take my flow, you hope I ease it right. I keep it coming like food and ackee, peas and rice. No coleslaw or tonic roots, please, no Sprite. 5 cents for a bag, yo, I don't need it, alright. 65-35, fam, no need to fight. Studio time paid with knowledge, time to leave the mic. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. The truth about nationality and birthrights.
Yo,
let them know.
agenda to the T, that massive. Ready for the Gideon, Babylon with my shit. We give them what they want, so them want come stash it. We're ready for tech back with things and lash it. Unified is the camp, nationality your stamp. When we dealing with the land, we talk attaching this man. So, who the white man, who the black man? When the law was written by the brown hand. Inspiration from a universal realm, so they distort the realness and take the film. Keeping world under lock and key. Yo, cameras everywhere watching me. Check it, claim of right to be who I am. Public notice from seas to the land. Who's ready to stand? I am in propria persona. To hell with the fiat and the fake money launderers. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's time for the people to wake to injustices. Under contract, mind for combat. Natural law, enemies got to fall back. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's time for the people to wake to injustices. Under contract, mind for combat. Natural law, enemies got to fall
let
back.
Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. The truth about nationality and birthright. Yeah. Secret Society Productions. Do them and I'll just do me. Do them and I'll just do me. Masons think they're out of blacks, think they're national. Celebrating King's speeches at the Capitol. don't have rights, so they act like an animal, thinking they the baddest in a dead status. Won't listen when I say they brown, not black. Don't think they sound like a clown on crack. Won't realize since their third eye's closed. Don't realize they waste money on clothes. Children with ashy knees, most are obese. Moms don't cook but order pizza with cheese and buckets of the clone chicken is finger licking till your arteries are sticking. Hearts stop ticking. They wanna play the blame game, but it's too late. Most still don't learn till it's too late. I let them do them and I just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. Let the dead do them and I just do me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them, I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me and let the dead do them, accepting a slave brand to identify them. I'm on big book, can't believe they so dead. Talking without thinking, brainless heads. Yeah. Secret Society Productions. Do them and I'll just do me. Do them and I'll just do me. Masons think they added, blacks think they national. Celebrating King's speeches at the Capitol. Don't have rights, so they act like an animal, thinking they the baddest in a dead status. Won't listen when I say they brown, not black. Don't think they sound like a clown on crack. Won't realize since their third eye's closed. Don't realize they waste money on clothes. Children with ashy knees, most are obese. Moms don't cook but order pizza with cheese and buckets of the clone chicken is finger licking till your arteries are sticking. Hearts stop ticking. They wanna play the blame game, but it's too late. Most still don't learn till it's too late. I let them do them and I just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. Let the dead do them and I just do me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them, I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me and let the dead do them, accepting a slave brand to identify them. I'm on big book, can't believe they so dead. Talking without thinking, brainless heads. Aimless threads, if you're black you're a slave. Instead of humbling, they delete me from their page, calling me names, but that's no bother. Most are the return of emergency fund robbers, pushing the I'm black to cause friction. That's when I agree and I'm in the jurisdiction. They want me Morisco and at the disco. Caravana isn't carnival, no more calypso. The problem's not the world but the people in it. Abusers of authority got the people timid. Not behind the wheel but giving themselves limits. Things I say make pop eyes without spinach. Too much dead to wake up, work can't finish. The first Jews weren't black or their language Yiddish. Let the dead do them and I'll just do me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them, I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me and let the dead do them, accepting a slave brand to identify them. The dead will do them like they've always done. Won't change unless in front the barrel of a gun. Won't change though Barack said it's that time. Youths killing each other, same content in their rhyme. Rappers mislead, situations critical. When we write that spelling, spells are rituals. You might think not, I'll suggest every thought that you think should be done very careful. Before you give me an earful, my reply the kind to make your ears tearful. Stomach butterflies won't wonder why. Just accept the message from me from the Most High. That's why most die, cause they don't listen. Nicene Council Conference made you a Christian. Wicked Khalees got circling Kaaba fictions. All law is from my heart, they say black Egyptian. Causing separations and black divisions. Brown faces frontline on attack missions. The plot thickens, but it's thin perceptions. Got them spending less time on jewelry than Inception. Voting for candidates whose motive direction is to keep us at risk in priority sections and make us have an altered perception. Decepticons got Autobots with deceptions. Let the dead do them and I'll just do me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them, I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Accepting a slave brand to identify them.
I get emotional, picking up under the pressure of the oppressor. We got the tools to make everything better. We only got, so let's join together.
Gone are the days of some rest. Where are the days of less stress? Where are the days of calm, unification, fez and turban, the whole nation? As I jump off my mind's cliff into subconscious depths, knowing my higher and knowing my lower self, falling past my thoughts that got me in trouble. Realizing ego is a burstable bubble. Falling backward seems like there's no end or bottom. Cut out the good, I see no thoughts rotten. No modern European's mentality, all Asiatic. The scent of this fall, aromatic. Tea tree oil and frankincense so intense. Demons beaten from outside make no indents. Plus no entrance without the mastermind key. Thoughts of Allah wasn't a lie, but actually me. As I jump off my mind's cliff into subconscious depths, knowing my higher and knowing my lower self, falling past my thoughts that got me in trouble. Realizing ego is a burstable bubble. Falling backward seems like there's no end or bottom. Cut out the good, I see no thoughts rotten. No modern European's mentality, all Asiatic. The scent of this fall, aromatic. Tea tree oil and frankincense so intense. Demons beaten from outside make no indents. Plus no entrance without the mastermind key. Thoughts of Allah wasn't a lie, but actually me, divine being, a national, actual, factual, Moorish scientist, seeing things mathematical. Law is length, angle, and width. With mind strength, mangle a sith. When devil's horse burning, sulfur I whiff. Lower self, third eyes crushed, that's the weed in my split. From these lows, the only way to uplift. 40 days and 40 nights working the graveyard shift. Battling zombies, which are my own that exist. Playing my emotions as string strum or Congo drums. Seeing things and hearing sounds, no fear around. Looking down, not seeing the ground, but feeling my crown. Pulsating so profound, soul unbound. Inhale for 7, hold for 4. Exhale for 7, hold for 4. Double door 11, walk through the gateway frame of eternal flames. No burns, no regard, unreal as unreal, no blame. My pure freedom and bliss, demigods trying to contain. On my journey of learning fear, embracing pain. Since love heals on the path of living cognizance, patience is a virtue. I'd rather take the long distance. Aware mental clearness, mind's tailless with fierceness. As I jump off my mind's cliff into subconscious depths, knowing my higher and knowing my lower self, falling past my thoughts that got me in trouble. Realizing ego is a burstable bubble. Falling backward seems like there's no end or bottom. Cut out the good, I see no thoughts rotten. No modern European's mentality, all Asiatic. The scent of this fall, aromatic. Tea tree oil and frankincense so intense. Demons beaten from outside make no indents. Plus no entrance without the mastermind key. Thoughts of Allah wasn't a lie, but actually me, divine being, a national, actual, factual, Moorish scientist, seeing things mathematical. Law is length, angle, and width. With mind strength, mangle a sith. When devil's horse burning, sulfur I whiff. Lower self, third eyes crushed, that's the weed in my split. From these lows, the only way to uplift. 40 days and 40 nights working the graveyard shift. Battling zombies, which are my own that exist. Playing my emotions as string strum or Congo drums. Seeing things and hearing sounds, no fear around. Looking down, not seeing the ground, but feeling my crown. Pulsating so profound, soul unbound. Inhale for 7, hold for 4. Exhale for 7, hold for 4. Double door 11, walk through the gateway frame of eternal flames. No burns, no regard, unreal as unreal, no blame. My pure freedom and bliss, demigods trying to contain. On my journey of learning fear, embracing pain. Since love heals on the path of living cognizance, patience is a virtue. I'd rather take the long distance. Aware mental clearness, mind's tailless with fierceness. Harlot seduced to get me locks and beardless. Electromagnetic helix, induce the voltage. begging ancestors to increase the dosage. Produce a strong field, rubbing together shaman stone balls, releasing the stress. Calling Orishas, decreasing my breath. But are you really breathing? Knowing or believing? I master fruition and receiving from birthright retrieving. Are you in trance without doing a ritual dance? Paralysis, magic reversal on the square stance. Harmonic lyrical mudra from Islam Sutra. Elevate thoughts, wake up your inner Sibyls and Buddhas. Master your will, not desires. Awaken Kundalini fires. True spoken to MCs higher. Medusa, you liars. Bagging heads and horns and tails for mystic functions. Ritualistic. Perched at the junction where demons go to and fro, dressed as the sheeple, selling them rights, civil and pseudo rights equal. Blood flowing past a horse brow didn't circle your passion. Celestial thread of my ancestors, tailored my fashions, fooling people with their words and people not watching their actions. Ignorance of law is no excuse when something happens. Feeling eyes and reading postures, moving bionic. Monsanto seeds turn you psychopharmaceutical chronic. Got their eyes bloody, blood muddy for blood money. They gave me nothing, so can't take nothing from me. I love the quote, you will respect but don't have to love me. They gave me nothing, so can't take nothing from me.
Islam Moors, peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Just here chilling. Took a nap today and dreamt about live. So we're live right now. Dreamt about live on YouTube. So here we are. So interestingly, questions were sent for Wednesday on the way. So we'll just go to some of those. Since we're here and we can. Now this one is from Friday that we didn't get to. So the question is, how dangerous is it for modern Europeans if Moors proclaim their nationality? How dangerous is it for Moors that proclaim their nationality? How's the European looking at this? Now we can go back to Noble Drew Ali in his time, and we can talk about the story that the Moors tell of a modern European telling Noble Drew Ali that giving our people their nationality and their birthrights is like putting a pair of pants on a horse. So in Drew Ali's time, these people already know that they did such a good job at dumbing down our people that good luck with this nationality and birthright stuff that you're trying to put to these Asiatics, because they're not trying to hear jack. They're not trying to hear anything that you're saying. So you could play that game if you want to. Go ahead. You know, if you can wake them up, we'll back you 100%. If you can wake them up, but we're not convinced that you'll be able to wake them up, Noble Drew Ali. And here we are, 100 years after the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and we're still talking about him. And we know that Noble Drew Ali came for us. We know he didn't come for the people that were around him when he was alive. He didn't come for them. He already told these Moors, new Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, and they're going to carry out the law that you people around me in 1900s aren't going to carry out. And here we are. We've carried out the law. We're here. We actually did the job. The job was done. And it's all due to us knowing the truth about our nationality and birthrights. So when we ask the question about, well, is it dangerous for the European? It's been 100 years. People still call themselves black. A prophet came to these people of North America of Asiatic descent in the 1900s. They're waiting for all types of different prophets to come back for them. Okay, well, a prophet came 1900s for these same people who were crying about God, where are you, and all that stuff. They're hanging on trees, getting burned at the stake. 100 years ago. Just go get 100 Years of Lynchings book. 100 years of lynchings. Think these people are concerned? They're not concerned with our people. They got them. That's why life is a soul experience. So you don't get caught up looking at it through the lens of the eyes and the ears and the different senses. You don't get caught up in that. Externally, it's an experience for the soul. And some souls are here. Some souls are here to get used, abused, exiled. And some souls are here to be the return of the ancient ones. Some. Those are the ones that the Europeans worried about, but not worried like, we're going to do something. You know what I mean? Because trust me, it's been 100 years since Noble Drew Ali came, and these people still call themselves black. They didn't stop calling themselves that. Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, Jesus came, Muhammad came in the 1920s and told these people, you're not Negro, black, or colored. And they said, forget him. We're going to go to these books right here. And then these are going to be the prophets that we're going to give all our Sunday morning, Saturday morning, salat, whatever else to. These guys in this book. And then they're sitting next to Noble Drew Ali. They're talking about Muhammad. Muhammad said in the Quran. Noble Drew Ali sitting right next to them. They're looking on the stage. Noble Drew Ali's there. They're talking about going home and reading Bibles. Noble Drew Ali said, don't throw away the Bible. So we know he didn't come for the people back then. They didn't know what they had around them. They didn't know what a prophet was. There's niggers that just came out of being indigenous, fell into slavery in their own land. got free by the modern European, and then they stayed a slave. Europeans said slavery's over, and then they sat there picking cotton still. Oh, Jesus, get up. Picking cotton. Slavery's over. Slavery's over. They're going on the horse, tying the rope around the tree branch, putting the noose around their neck, and slapping the horse. This is how the European has our people's mindset. The modern European colonists, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, dark web, whoever, the lizard people and all them people, the enemy, the white man, all of them know that we're Moors. All of them know that our people are such an idiot that they're not going to care about nationality. They'll carry on with what they call Willie Lynch mindset. Slave master taught them. Slave master groomed them. Slave master reared them. And then that's how they are. And that's going to be their mindset forever, because the struggle continues. And all our people know is a struggle. And we don't know anything else but hard times and work until the nails are worn down, and work until the knees you can't lift any. Everybody else around the world is using their nationality and they're prosperous. And our people, these Asiatics in America, who are under such severe post-traumatic slave syndrome, traumatic generational curses, the majority of them aren't going to be free. So the European is not worried about our people in general. And the European's not worried because he knows that the ones who have the knowledge of who we are as a people, that go out and tell these other people who don't know themselves that they should know themselves, and a prophet came to them and all that stuff. European knows they're not going to hear that. That they're going to abandon that prophet from 1900s to go and honor and peace be unto some prophet from 5,000 years ago that they never even met. And they want to talk about honor somebody and trust documents. And secured party creditor because the birth certificate and talking BS. We're Moors. European knows that they did a number on our people's mind. That an actual Moor is going to be walking down the street. Right? An actual Moor, 2024, just walking down the street. And every other nation that sees this Moor walking down the street is going to approach them. It's going to approach them. Every other nation, no matter what their skin complexion is, if they see a Moor, and when I say see a Moor, I'm not talking about they see somebody who's dark skinned or whatever. I'm talking about they see somebody with a fez on, a turban on, they see somebody with a Moroccan flag on them, they see somebody that's actually being the representation of their ancient foremothers and forefathers in the flesh, in their real life. When you look, you know that's a Moor. You're not going to confuse him with Black, Nation of Islam, Rastafarian, Cuban revolutionary, whatever. When you see a Moor, you know that's a Moor. Oh yeah, that's a Moor right there. All these nations are going to see a Moor on the street, and they're going to go up and they're going to ask him, why do you have that fez on? Why do you have that turban on? Are you a Moor? How come you're dressed like a Moor? Why do you have a Moroccan flag? Are you Moroccan? Every nation. And then the Negro, black, colored, African, slave, whoever people, black Indian, whoever people, that see the Moor, they're going to pass him straight. Or they're going to be looking with their friend, pointing and giggling about Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket hat and why does he have an upside down flower pot on his head and all that. But every other nation is going to run up to the Moor and bow to them or something like that. Somebody they don't even know from some other part of the world that lives in America now is going to see a Moor and run up to them and bow to them. Not even say any word. Just bow to them, keep it moving. And then you'll see them passing everybody else, and then nobody else gets a bow after that. You're not going to say, hold on a second, why is this person bowing to you go find out who this is. Because the guy, he looks just like me. How come these people bowing to him? Or bowing to her? What she know that I don't know, that I see these people every day and they never bow to me. But this black guy with a fez on or a turban on, this black woman with a turban, dressed regal, they're bowing to her. European knows. Negro black color, they ain't going for that. Because they got them. That's why we keep stressing that this is just for the two in the back. European ain't worried about the two in the back. Because they realize that they're on their own sojourn. May peace be with you. Enjoy your life. But these niggers over here, we got some brainwash for them. We got some devices for them. We have some artists for them. We're gonna fuck them for generations to come. Just do the music only. We don't have to do Planned Parenthood and all that stuff no more. Just do the music. We'll get these people to fuck themselves. So trust me, Europeans not worried. There's no threat from the Moors, because the whole point of Moors is to go out and let our people know the truth about their nationality and birthrights. But there comes a time when we ain't wasting time going out and waking up these people anymore if they're gonna stay asleep. But what's the sense? And then we go into our lessons and we know Noble Drew Ali's a mastermind because he gave these Moors these lessons. Don't cast your pearls to swine. Don't waste your time. You thought, oh, love. Our first principle is love, so I have to look out for my brother and sister. And your brother and sister's acting an ass. And then every time they're coming to you, and then you give them the 5 hours on the phone, and then they go back and do the same dumb stuff again. And then you go back again because love is our first principle and we're Moors and we're supposed to, and then you get it 8 hours on the phone and then they abandon again, go do the same stuff again. You're going to keep playing around with these people? Or you're going to come to your senses and realize that this is a sojourn. Yes, we are a nation. Yes, there's a Moorish nation, there's a Moorish empire and all that stuff. But this is about you and your soul. It's not about 50 million Moors meeting up somewhere and now we could do something because these Moors finally. No, it's definitely not about that. Because again, who the hell's waiting for these people to wake up? When Drew Ali came in the 20s, they didn't wake up. When he was here in the 20s, they were still asleep. He was here in the flesh and they were still asleep. And again, why were they still asleep? Because of modern European colonists and our own working to keep our people in mental slavery. You're going to keep wasting your time with these people? Or are you going to come to your senses and realize that this is about your nationality and your birthrights? Your. That's personal, right? If I say, here's your nationality and birthrights, is this somebody else's? Or is it yours? And if it's yours, wouldn't you do whatever you got to do to protect it and make sure that it stays in the bounds of righteousness? So it's different when it's yours. If it's not yours, you do whatever you want. Throw it over there, put it down there, don't look at it. You don't care. When it's yours, looking at it totally different. Looking at it totally different. Once it's yours. There's no concern from the European. Because the European knows that these two Moors who are awake, they can only do for themselves. They can't do for the whole. They can only do for themselves. Because the whole wants to be Negro, black, colored, Indians, and organizations and colors and all that. That's what the masses want. And if we have this knowledge, it's to let others know. Doesn't matter what you do. This is your soul's experience. Right. Exactly. If this movement wasn't so divine, how are other nations so compelled to speak to a Moor who's being themselves? Muslims wear our stuff, but they don't get approached. Jews wear our stuff, they don't get approached. Hindus wear our stuff, they don't get approached. Black, Indian, whoever's wear their stuff, they don't get approached. What is it about specifically a turban and a fez being worn by an Asiatic in America that blows these people's mind? Short circuits them. Glitching them. Like, this has to be, there must be something to this. If all these other nations see it and automatically know what it is, and not only do they know what it is, but they give it the highest honors and respect when they encounter it. They ain't talking about how old was Pearl and Mary Drew Ali and all that. They're not talking about none of that. They're not about Thomas Drew and Circus Magician and all that. When they see a Moor 2024. But our people don't think. People are asleep. And they're gonna sleep. So don't be discouraged. Our people love mental slavery. So just like the Chinese aren't going after the yellow people and trying to wake up the yellow people and all that stuff, and then they could focus on themselves and be a nation, it's the same thing that Moors have to do. Focus on ourselves and be a nation. And whoever looks over and says, "Oh, that's interesting. I was actually researching this thing called the Moors, and then there's a Moor right over there. You know what? Forget this. I'm going to go talk to this Moor because there's no way that this." Those are the people. Those are the ones that are going to be on the outside. Then they're going to come. They're going to be acknowledged, and then they're going to lend their energy as well to what it is that's being done to uphold truth. Don't worry about the masses. Don't worry about them. They're not going. They're not going to salvation. Right? They're not going to salvation. Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Might as well get the link in there. Right. Now the new thing is that Moors put black people into slavery. I thought it was the white man, right? But the depth that they're not willing to go, and again, this is for the two in the back, right? That white is not skin complexion. So it was the white man that put them in slavery. It wasn't the modern European that put our people in slavery. It was the white man. And white man is not skin complexion, does not mean Caucasian race. White man is the highest status that you could have as a human being. White man, you could do whatever you want. Because Drew Ali taught the Moors that white means ruler of the land. And the ruler of the land has to be Aboriginal and Indigenous. A foreigner can't be the ruler of the land. Only Aboriginal and Indigenous people could be rulers of the land, which is the white man. And again, this is just for the two in the back, because we already know, right? We already know that this is for you. It's not for everybody. Specifically for you. Islam more. Islam. What's the word?
To the Moors out there in the chat. Moors worldwide. Keeping it going. And Grand Sheet, you be up there spitting that fire, man. Like I was saying, talking to a brother earlier and myself, I was just telling my girl too, like, sometimes I'll be thinking about certain stuff or talking about certain stuff, and we ain't talked to nothing. You'll get on here, you'll mention exactly what I've been thinking or talking about. That's why I'm like, that be divinity at its finest. But
no, but check this. That's why I said I forgot, because that's why I put the thing in there was specifically for you to come on here. That's why I put the damn link in the chat specifically, because I already felt the vibe. But go ahead, more.
Islam, Grand Sheet. That's why I said, man, like that divinity is at an all time. And it's like the ones who really on the path get those divine messages like that and stuff, man. It's just sad that so many of these Asiatic people, like a more in the chat put, they I say that all the time. I never seen a people who love enslavement more than our people. It's like they love the slavery. You can show them the truth so many times. They'll get mad at you and treat you as if like you robbed them or you done beat them down or you done shot them or cursed them out for you being you or more. You're not even trying to convince them anymore. You just living your life being a Moor. They get mad
Hate it.
at you being Moorish. Oh, you don't wanna praise Jehovah. Oh, you don't want to be down with Jesus. But if you look at my Circle 7 Quran and my red book, that's all we talking about is Joshua or what y'all call Jesus. But we
Yep.
know us from a scientific perspective what Jesus and all of that stuff mean metaphysically. And you try to give them insight on the metaphysics side, like, hey, this what y'all are not being told by the people that y'all have been entrusted in. And the same stuff that you've been trying to get me to study all of these years, guess what? I did go and study it, and I found out the way that you was teaching it was a lie. So when I got to the truth about it and I started living according to that, now I'm wrong to you.
Islam. Actually, a more just there. I don't know if you're seeing the screen, but there's this question. So was it the Moor who enslaved black people? I put that one in your hands right now.
He said, was it the Moor that enslaved black people?
Yeah.
See, what most people fail to realize is how far the Moorish nation actually extends. When most people hear Moor, they only thinking of that little kingdom in the Sahara, or even if they mindset goes here, they think that it was only just Moors in one place, like the whole world was in Moabite, Canaanite, Hittite, and all of that. And some of those descendants, which was the pale-faced mulatto descendants, these Persians and all of these pale skin that the prophet was talking about, those the ones that started enslaving their people and got our people, the darker complexion people, to follow suit. And like I was breaking this down to an elder Moor last week. How did they get the Moors over here to give up their birthrights? Because when they was fighting our cousins across the water over there in Al-Andalusia, the stuff that the prizes that they was winning in war, they was coming over here reissuing stuff that belonged to our family members to the chiefs and the sheikhs and the sheiks over here, enriching them with their very own stuff. And that's why some of the Moors from the other side of the world frown upon the Moors over here. But I be looking at it like, can't none of you frown because all of y'all are living off your foremothers and forefathers, you know what I'm saying, demise, or y'all been living off our back. And y'all want, and it's not just a hybrid European. I blame all these nations because they all know we Moors, and none of them have spoken up and said that we Moors. They all play that Negro, black, and colored and Indian game as well as the European. None of them, even our brothers from Canaanland that look just like you and I, they won't come over here and say, oh yeah, you know, we all Moors. They'll play that black game right along with the European. That's why, to answer that Moor question, when he was like, why do so many people take the Moors when they see us with our fez? It's not just the fez. It's in their mind, they're looking like, wow, these people have been lied to their whole lives. From the day they was born, they didn't know who they was. So for them to go through all of the lies of this world and still find out who they is and proclaim it loudly and proudly, that's like one of the highest honors that you can get as a human being. And we all know, me and you and the rest of us that study know that this word more comes with spirit. So when we saying it loud and we carry that spirit with us in our heart, life is gonna come. because you are springing forth life. So we are that life, those life bringers. And I yield the floor on that, Grand Sheik.
Islam, right and exact. Right and exact. All right, let's get this one out for the Moors too.
Hey,
You need more?
no more Moors. You don't even, because they don't want to see that visual of us winning, because that's what you do when you take over a culture. You take their religion, you erase their heroes, their artifacts, and anything they ever did strong, and you make them think that they've never been strong and they've always been weak and they've always needed you. And that's how they did this to us. Look how strong we are. Why are we listening to them?
Well, that's the only way it would work. They'd have to discredit us in order to justify the mistreatment.
And they make us discredit ourselves.
They have to do that. Yeah, right. And they're so good at it that they've actually convinced a lot of us to actually aid them in destroying our image.
It was a time when white people or the other culture were slaves, and the Moors did them dirty. But did they ever teach you about a Moor in school? No more Moors. You don't even, because they don't want to see that visual of us winning, because that's what you do when you take over a culture. You take their religion, you erase their heroes, their artifacts, and anything they ever did strong, and you make them think that they've never been strong and they've always been weak and they've always needed you. And that's how they did this to us. Look how strong we are. Why are we listening to them?
Well, that's the only way it would work. They'd have to discredit us in order to justify the mistreatment.
And they make us discredit ourselves.
They have to do that. Yeah, right. And they're so good at it that they've actually convinced a lot of us to actually aid them in destroying our image.
And the aiding in destroying our image is calling us Negro, black, colored, and whatever else. When all these people know, if Dame Dash knows that we're Moors, that means Willie D knows. If Willie D knows, then Scarface knows. Scarface came out, said that he's Moor. Well, if Dame Dash knows, then Jay-Z has to know. Well, Beyonce had the Moroccan flag in the video, had the Moor with the fez on the porch with her. So people still don't get it? All right. Point proven. The point's been proven. People are going to sleep. They're going to sleep. So this is a sojourn. This is a soul journey. This is you finding this information and you coming back to your senses It's about your walk. And then on your walk, you might bump into other people that's on the same walk with you. So now, you know what I mean? And then you're going to carry on in the direction towards salvation. But we know that Drew Ali came for believers, Drew Ali came for faithers, and Drew Ali came for fruitioners. Some of us are fruitioners. The fruitioners are not going to wake up the believers. If a believer's ready to be awake, then he's not believing anymore. They're at faith degree now. So they're not, you can't count them as a believer. The zombies are going to be the zombies. Right? When Will Smith figured out the stuff to turn the zombie back to a human being, the zombie said F that, didn't he? He just wanted his girl back. His zombie wife. He ain't concerned with nothing else. You don't concern with nothing else. He just wanted his zombie wife back. You jack my zombie wife, I want my zombie wife back. Tearing up the place, mad and all that stuff, just because this guy took his zombie wife to run experiments on. And then he brought them the remedy. And they said, no, we don't want it. We just want our matriarch back. The zombies. And then as soon as the matriarch was returned to the hive, all the zombies stopped murdering everybody. And they went about their business. Went about their business. They could care less about these people. Human beings. We're zombies. We have our own nation. We don't want to be humans anymore. Right? Oh, that's interesting too. Somebody brought up Noble Drew Ali was inspired by the Quran to compile the Quran, so the Quran has many keys. Yeah, the Quran has many keys. So this was a question that was asked. Given the light you have shined on Prophet Muhammad, what does a temple Moor do when their temples is giving honor to Muhammad? Because this has been coming up lately. Right? This has been coming up lately. Islam, Moor.
Islam, Grand Sheikh.
What's
Peace,
good?
peace, Malik. Just cooling.
Family.
I see y'all demonstrating, so I said, let me come join my fellow Moors.
You know, we're out here.
Yes,
Right?
yes, Grand Sheikh. Yes,
Islam.
I already know. So that's why I said, let me come join, because there's been a lot of dirty activities going on, especially I've been seeing lately, you know what I mean? And everybody has something to say about Moorish Americans in general. So, you know, and that, how I look at it, is like treason in itself, because it's a lot of disrespect and slander that has been always talked about the prophet. And every time I turn around, there's always these Moors talking about no Ali, like, some cult, or he was a Mason, or all this, foolishness. So
Mhm.
I just want to make sure I set the record straight, and everybody knows that our prophet came here to uplift and reveal all the secrets and tell Moors who they are, and let them know that they have a birthright, you know, and nobody else was doing that for Moors here. So, in that aspect alone, our prophet deserves the respect.
Mhm.
So, how these people are, they always contradictive. They always come in with their language, and they think their opinions really, really matter. They try to use reverse psychology and all type of trickery. but it's not going to work for Moors who really study and know their prophet and know what he brought. So, I yield the flow with that, and we can keep on cooking if you want to, Morris. It's
Islam,
whatever.
boy. Islam, boy.
Islam.
So we're
And just to camel back off what Brother Menelek said about it being a lot of going on with the Prophet Muhammad and our Prophet Noble Drew Ali is because those veils have been lifted, and we're at those times now where everything is coming back to the rightful Moorish nation. So people are making their allegiances with certain organizations or certain clubs, thinking that it's going to get them a benefit when the benefit is here. This whole time our prophet came with all our benefits. So it's like he said, what more do you want, me to kill you? You know what I'm saying? But we for peace and not destruction. So as somebody asked that question earlier, is the European in danger? The European not gonna stop till they look death in the face, according to what our prophet said. So the European is not worrying about us, quote unquote, waking up as Moors. The people who are afraid is the people who's been helping the European perpetuate our demise as Moorish Americans, promoting us as black. They know that those organizations that they've been holding in place is they're done. The talk that everybody been talking for hundreds of years, that those Moorish Americans gonna fully wake up one day, is here. That time is here, and they seeing it right before their eyes. That's why some people go brain numb when they actually see a Moor in real time with a fez and turban on and really living in the fruition stage as a Moorish American. They automatically get scared because around the world, from them being born into the time that they probably leave home to come here, they're taught about the Moorish nation. Like, people be thinking like, oh, they only hear Moors when they come here. No, they're taught about that Moabite Canaanite nation from the time they're born until the time they get on that plane and come here. They just lose that information or act like they put it in the back of their mind when they get with the European. Oh, this is how we supposed to live, how the Europeans are living. We don't want to live like those black peoples they showed us in the videos and stuff. Look, they killing each other. Look, they have no unity. See, the Europeans, they might be calling out us, but they got money, they got wealth, they got unity. Even in the lower state, they got unity. So that's what people want to interpret as the way of life. But what we're displaying, just us right here on this chat, is the real way of life, and it's conflicting with a lot of people that's perpetuating our demise, but it's not working. The time has come where those walls are being crumbled right before their eyes. The stones that they had, that they build on our demise, is turning into that wet sand in their hand, and it's crumbling right before their eyes. That's why they are concerned, because they know that time for us to be back in power is amongst us. It is no more 100 years from now, 50 years. That time is now. And I yield the floor with that.
Something happened to the feed, Morris.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here. I
still here.
was on mute.
Oh, oh, okay.
Islam habits for life.
Islam, how you doing?
Islam, what's good?
Usual.
What's on your mind, Morris? Spill it.
I just wanted to not chime in. Huh?
Yeah, we can hear you more.
Sorry about that. It's a delay for some reason, but sorry about that. Yeah, I just wanted to come on because the Moors is talking about the fez and wearing your fez, and I just had all these memories of experience I had when I would wear my fez. I would okay, when I was a professional driver, professional truck driver for almost like 2 years, and I would do like regionals. So contemporary term, uh, Maine, Vermont, New York, Ohio, Virginia. I would go around, and when I would do my deliveries and pickups, I would wear my fez. And 2, 3 times a week, I always have some kind of experience. Like it was like an eye opener. I would ask Moors to wear their fez. If you don't have a fez, purchase one and wear it. You're gonna get a whole different experience. It was like okay, let's see. I would go to fuel up when I needed to get fuel, and people would just start talking to me. Like Morris from quote unquote Egypt, he cooked it. They would come to me. They ask me a couple questions, ask about my fez. They call it a hat. I correct them. Couple seconds later, a conversation. We hugging. Like I'm hugging this brother that may look at me as a stranger, but they treat me like family, not a stranger. But I'm in the fuel aisle with like 2 or 3 other people who Moors as well, but they not hugging them. They're not going over to them having conversations. Like what? Like what is this? Like all right, I met I was fueling up another time. Modern day European come over, asked him a couple questions about the feds. A couple of minutes later, he says, I carried the ropes through the burning sand. And it just threw me off. I was like, what? I didn't even try to think it. I was like, oh, okay. You know how many oh my gosh. You know how many hand signals, how many hands over the hearts, how many fertilities, how many uh, fingers over the neck. You know how many Prince Hall Masons would come up to me and be like, I'm such and such from such and such lodge. Oh my God. Oh, listen, I was at a funeral one time, and it was a more from like I think he said his family was from Turkey, quote unquote Turkey, and he's like he's talking with my fans, and we started talking whatever. Cool. I go back to fuel on my truck. He over at his truck. He come back. I'm washing the windows now. He come back and he's like, "Can I take a picture with you?" Right? And I'm like, "Take a picture with me? Yeah, you take a picture with me. Take a picture." So he takes the picture, right? Now this guy's in his like, I'm guessing mid 30s, right? And he takes the picture and he says, "I'm going to send this to my uncle in Turkey. He's going to cry." He's looking me in the eyes, and I'm just like, man, I was done for like the whole day. I was like, I don't know if I should pull over. All these emotions going through me, and it just threw me off. I'm just wearing my fez. I look fairly good, but I'm just wearing my fez. Oh, let me go a little further. I know I'm probably ranting here, but hold on. Let me keep going.
Oh, don't worry. You got time, more. You could rant. Get it all out. Get it all out.
I would go to truck stops and I like give like food because you stop, you get gas, or maybe you stay in it for the night, you get food. I talk to the lady. I'll be, quote unquote, professional, nice, try to be a gentleman. You got some manners. Your mother taught you well. I'll be like, Miss, can I get such and such? Or I'm lost. Miss, how do I get to? They'll be like, oh yeah, oh come over here, we'll get you here. Oh, you want to order something? Yeah, give me this. Okay, we're gonna give you extra. Like you can get extra. All right. Or I go to I go to pick up a load or drop off a load, and it's a lot of drivers, and the drivers would be like, yeah. I just went to the receiving. They said it's gonna be like 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, damn, I gotta wait here 2 or 3 hours. I go to the desk and they like, yeah, just back it up to the docks. We're trying to get you in and out of here as soon as possible. I'm like, the only difference between me and that guy is I got my fence on. Like, what the heck? So, 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 Morris, what I'm trying to say is, put your fez on or turban. Operate in a manner you think you're supposed to operate in, and stuff is just going to be like apparent. Like, you can go to REB publications and read, and you're gonna like acknowledge the facts. You're gonna separate the falsehood. But when you just go out in the world and you see like the reaction from people, it's gonna have you going like, "Whoa, this is for real, for real, for real." But that's it. I'm going too far. It's not more. I yield.
Islam, boy, give thanks for that. Give thanks for that. Any more have anything to add?
Islam, Grandseek.
Um,
Yeah, since I had my fez on, it's like, just like Amar said, it's like different. You know what I mean? People strike conversations with you. They hold you in high regard. They look at you differently than when you know what you're talking about too, and you can explain certain things to them. They get overwhelmed about that, and it makes you feel good. You know what I mean? And on top of that too, for you to stand on something that the prophet lessons and teachings that really influence, the aspect of just you being who you supposed to be or more. You know what I mean? And taking up the tabush or fez in that regard because it's your headdress, national headdress, and that's what you're supposed to be in representation of. And it been a thievery of the national headdress. You know what I mean? So when you take it back and it belongs to who it's supposed to be, that's the significance of it. You know, so it's the ancient one's return because you put high honors in that in all regards, and you're not out there acting in an ignorant form. You know what I mean? You upright, pure, and clean, and you showing demonstration of that. So in real time. So the principles are there. That's why the prophet influence is everything. And I'm gonna defend him, and I'm gonna defend the prophet, and I'm gonna defend the Most High Allah because anything else is uncivilized. What they'll say, and they don't get that we're supposed to be monotheistic people anyway, and they don't get that neither. You know, so the teachers are there, and what people don't get either is that we came from a matriarchal society, and it's a lot of chauvinistic people, ignorance, and for us to understand and understand those things and demonstrate them how the prophet instructed us to do, that's a miracle all in its own. You know what I mean? So more is, the faithful ones, you know, I really appreciate and I really, really have honors for it. You see what I'm saying? Because they are enforcing what the prophet said, and that's really truly what it's all about. Not going and go form a Moroccan state and all this foolishness. You know, the prophecies are supposed to be prophesied. So that's the real thing, not artificial things that these people be putting out in our face every day. And you know how these Prince Hall Masons do, and all these orders. You know, they want to keep pushing this black, 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 and Negro thing all day, and that's not even us. So the Moors, you know, we have a long, illustrious history, legacy, and we just have to step into that and teach that and be about it. And I yield the flow with that, Morris. Islam.
Islam. Islam, brother Malik.
Islam.
You got
Yeah,
anything?
just adding on. I like to give a shout out, supreme honors to our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Like a lot of Moors say honors to the prophet, but they really don't truly understand what he did for us as one man, what he did for a whole world of people. Because he didn't just come, he came for us the most, but he came for the whole world. And that's never been done before, not even by any other prophet. They came for their people, but to come for the whole world is like the ultimate. So I
Pardon the
give thanks.
pardon the interjection. Just to add in with what you're talking about, could you also add into that how you feel about Prophet Muhammad relative to Noble Drew Ali, and should one get more honors than the other one? Should like how do you look at Prophet Muhammad relative to Noble Drew Ali? And then Menelik, if you could after you could elaborate on the same thing, because there's this thing going on, like Morris always say, there's always something going on. And as you're talking about honors to Noble Drew Ali, I figure let me just interject this question, so you could elaborate on how you look at Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali as far as the whole prophet status and who should get honors or not get honors or both or whatever. I yield.
Islam, Grand Sheik. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, whatever you into, that's what you into. But when it comes to me and when it comes to this Moorish nation, if you're saying that out of your mouth, I'm Moorish American, your honor should automatically go to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, somebody that you can actually see, have pictures of, and you can actually withheld the work that he did for us. It's right there in front of you. You don't got to go back no thousands of years that search through archives that anybody can make up and lie about. These teachings and information that we got of our prophet are tried and true. And the thing that goes through my mind with some of these Moors that claim this Muslim stuff and Prophet Muhammad and all this and that is, why would you want to give honors to somebody that looks just like you, that came from the same nation you came from, and you can actually see the work that he done for us in real time? And this is how I know that a lot of Moors that say they honor the prophet don't really read the oral statements or really read the prophecies, because his prophecies are being fulfilled as we speak. Just from us up here speaking, we are one of his prophecies being fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how could you not honor that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we wasn't around to see what Prophet Muhammad did. And just up until this year, when you spoke at Grand Sheik, I didn't know that Prophet Muhammad was child molesting and all this type of stuff like that. So that really just threw me off, you know what I'm saying, of the path for him. And if our prophet came to us and told us, all right, I'm all prophets come again, and I'm 5 times greater, and he came with his own preparation of the Quran and the divine knowledge for us, why wouldn't you want to stick with that and give honors to that? Because none of these other prophets, Prophet Muhammad didn't tell our people that we was Moors. He didn't tell us about our nationality and birthright. He didn't tell us from which land we actually really came from and broke it down with specifics. The only one that did that still to this day, out of these Asiatic people was Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So he gets my supreme honors over any other. You know what I'm saying? And that's my take on it. And I yield the floor on that.
And I'm
Peace,
gonna
brother.
tell Islam. I'm coming back off of Malik, and I'm giving you my perspective on the prophet. Just like Malik said that the prophet is 5 times greater, and the prophets all return. And just like Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, Jesus, what I mean, we give all honor to. And the prophet already came as them in different situations and different problems that he saw. So, but within our people, our problem it was not knowing who we were after we fell asleep and been indoctrinated by these people in their system and changed up history. So, in its own right, that's mental slavery and it's trickology. So that's another enslavement as it own, as in modern times that they will say, but everything is a different situation in a different time. So from the expanding on the prophet, he came and he told us himself not to worship him because it's not the point of worship. It's imitating I, the prophet, and do as I and enforce my law and go into these dirty temples and put these old Moors in the back because they haven't did or instructed do what I have told them in the law. And we have smelly culprits that are Asiatic and European that are plotting against me. So from that time in the 1920s to now, same thing, different scenario. We are trying to come in and exact the prophet laws and uplift all of humanity. But we have people that are down with Masonic orders and doing all type of dirty stuff, getting all these incentives from our people being black and being slaves to the corporations. So the prophet always get high honors because he's my prophet in this day and time. So as I look at the prophet, it's always disrespect for those who are honorable and noble. And then you have to have these people do all this trickery around his casket and, you know, turn him into a black guy on the death certificate. The treason is deep. They hid everything that he did. So why not honor this man? Why not find out what he done for you? Why not defend him? Because all these other pale skinned nations, no disrespect, are our children. They are amalgamated Moors. So, and the Moors are the ones who taught them. That's how masonry and all this stuff have the foundation of Moorish science. But see, we have to set the record straight, and that means Europeans and Asiatics. So, on my take, the prophet always have high honors, and that's my demonstration out here for Islam, Morris.
Islam, right? So going back to the idea that there's fruitioners, faithers, and believers. The fruitioners aren't supposed to get caught up in the faithers and the believers. That's not our realm. But sometimes the faithers and the believers want to play like their realm is the realm, like their road is the road that people should be on. No, it's not. But we recognize that it's there for those who are there. We don't have to give honors to Muhammad. We're fruitioners. Yes, nationality card in the pocket says we give honors to all true and divine prophets and names all the prophets. Yes, we're going to go to the Moorish literature and Noble Drew is going to talk about we're Mohammedans and we're Moors and all this stuff and the Quran is this and that. Yeah, we know he said that. He didn't say that for everybody. He said that for the dummies who were in that mindset. Just like he said, you're not Negro, black, colored for the ones who are ready to get past that degree. You don't want to be Negro, black, colored anymore. All right, well, Noble Drew Ali gave you an option. There's those who are in that degree. Because there's people right now call themselves black. And you tell them that they're Moors, they're looking at you crazy. And then, fine, look at me crazy. Well, you're going to look at Dame Dash crazy? That's your boy. You know that's your boy. You know that's your boy. And it's interesting that it's only after Moors started saying, hey, Dame Dash, right, you talk a little bit more about this Moor stuff, and now he's talking more about the Moor stuff. You think he's not watching the Moors? You really think he's not watching the Moors? Obviously, these people are studying the Moorish history. Obviously, Isaiah Thomas studies Moorish history. Because why is he bringing up Noble Drew Ali and Moorish history in America? Why is he bringing up nationality and birthrights on national TV? Just talking about nationality and birthrights? Just the mention of those two words, you know that he studies Noble Drew Ali. Ain't nobody else ever said it. Just like the Moor said, I ain't never see Muhammad say that I'm not Negro, black, colored. But I know he had a black slave, though. I know he had a concubine. And everybody knows he had more than one wife. Everybody knows one of his wives had 4 husbands before him. And these people are supposed to be the ones telling you about relationships and love and whatever like that. They had 4 husbands. Please. I ride with Noble Drew Ali before any of these people. Because I don't know who these people are. But, you know, to each his own. We're not mad at people who want to honor Muhammad. Because guaranteed, the people who honor Muhammad, they don't honor Noble Drew Ali. You bring up Noble Drew Ali to them, he's not a prophet. Oh, no, brother, he's not a prophet. What do you mean he's not a prophet? Well, the last prophet is Muhammad and all that stuff. They don't fuck with Noble Drew Ali. So what am I fucking with Muhammad for? The people who follow him that say that they're Mohammedan and Muslim and they go to the mosque and all that stuff, they don't want to hear Noble Drew Ali is a prophet, and they don't want to hear Moors have our own Quran. We don't need that Quran that you got. We have our own Quran by our prophet. Well, Noble Drew Ali said that the Quran is a book that should be read by all people. And yeah, it's a book that should be read like any other book on the shelf. It ain't that serious. Of course, you're going to read the book and get some keys in it. You're going to read the newspaper and get some keys in it. You'll read a damn comic strip and get some keys in it. So if we're talking about Quran, Book of the East Quran, that's another book on the shelf. There ain't nothing special to me. I'll put Jose Pimienta Bay, Othello's Children in the New World over Quran of Muhammad. I'll put any Moor's book before Quran of Muhammad. Any Moor's book. Jesus appeared fully materialized. Was that his demonstration of his mastery, the etheric double? Well, you already know that he transitioned. You already know that the only way that he's going to be made manifest are to those who are vibrating on the frequency to see through the veil. They're not talking about his body. A man rose up, got up out the coffin, started walking around, and everybody's, oh my God, he's alive, and all that stuff. That's not what's going on. So yeah, his essence self, not the physical self. The essence self is what they saw. Right? Because in the essence, you know, your weave's not going with you. It's you and all your ball patches when you're in the essence. It's you and all your scars. It's a lot more.
And just to add another thing, what you saying, the Moors that honor Prophet Muhammad and all that, when they get in so-called lawful or legal trouble, they don't go and use that Quran that Prophet Muhammad and stuff wrote and the information that he had. They use exactly what Prophet Noble Drew Lee laid out: nationality and birthright. They start, oh, I'm Moorish American. Well, why you not claiming Saudi Arabian or Hindustani or something like that if you honor Prophet Muhammad and not Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Why you claiming Moorish American? Because he's the only one that told you that we are Moorish Americans. Oh, I yield the floor.
Yeah, more Islam. That's an excellent question because a lot of Moors be dissing the Prophet and then still have L and B on their names. And I try to figure out like, and then, you know, most of them will be Indians and stuff like that, but they'll have L and B on their names. And I be thinking to myself, like, how can you talk all this smack, but you got a turban on yourself? You talking down on Mars and all this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? But still have L and B on your name. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, you know, just to add on to what Malik was saying, you know, it's just like, it's crazy how a lot of these Moors go around here and badmouth Moors, but yet wearing a turban and fez and have L and B on their names. I just don't get that. Islam and I hear the floor more. Morris.
Islam. So those who want to honor, they can. But we know Drew Ali was speaking to everybody. And everybody has their own level that they're at. Everybody has their level that they're at. And Drew Ali came to reach you where you were at. And if you're merely at the believer faith level, then you're going to tell me about Muhammad and Jesus and all this type of stuff. If you're at fruition level, we know that Muhammad is the zodiac. We know that Muhammad is ancient Egyptian. That ain't some Arabic whatever. We know Jesus is justice. We know Jesus is justice. We know Buddha is enlightenment. That's not a guy. Honoring Buddha is honoring enlightenment. We know this. This is not, you know, a diss to the believers and the faithers. That's where they're at. That's the greatness of Noble Drew Ali. He even came for them. He didn't abandon them. He brought a little bit for everybody. Everybody could get a little bit. The dummy could get a little bit. The metaphysical could get a little bit. The intelligent could get a little bit. Everybody could get. Everybody could get. And he made sure that he laid it down so everybody could get. Nobody could say that Drew Ali didn't bring them what it takes. All right, so when you start talking about, well, Drew Ali said the Quran and you're abandoning your own prophet's literature for some foreign literature, you're probably in the belief stage. You're probably in the faith stage. You don't get it yet. You don't get it yet that the prophet is Noble Drew Ali, not these other individuals. You're still in the belief stage where you don't get it yet. And it's all right. That's where some people are at. But don't try to drag me into your believing crap, because I'm not going. I'm not playing any games with you when we start bringing up stuff. Right? I'm not hearing you. If Aisha was 20 and Muhammad was 50, I'm not hearing nothing you people are saying about this individual. I'm not even going there. Because 30 years difference, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Old enough to be people's dad, and you're talking about you're tripping a little bit right now. You need to slow your roll. We've been playing none of these prophet games. The prophet is Noble Drew Ali. And I've read Quran. I've read Bible. I've read Bhagavad Gita. I've read holy books. And as great as those holy books were, none of them compare to the amount of every single second lessons that I get from what Noble Drew Ali brought. None of them. Yeah, there's information everywhere. I'm not saying we don't read Qurans and all that stuff. Moors read those. Moors read. That's what Moors do more than anything else. Read. But don't think that we're going to be, using Quran as our holy book instead of Circle 7. No, what Noble Drew Ali brought is our foundation. Prophet's foundation is what his is. Our foundation is what Prophet brought. And Prophet didn't bring us any Quran from the East. He didn't bring that. And the only way he brought that is if you're saying he's Muhammad. And then if he's Muhammad and it's 2024, then we should be saying Noble Drew Ali if we're talking about Muhammad. We shouldn't even be mentioning Muhammad. Why are we mentioning Muhammad? Shouldn't be getting no mention. The mention should be of the Prophet of these days and times. Everybody knows Gabriel is a day of the week. Everybody knows all the angels are a day of the week. Everybody knows all the 12 tribes are a sign of the zodiac. The 12 zodiac, the 12 tribes. But only fruitioners know that. Believers think there's some tribes of people and there's only 12. There's only these 12 tribes. There's humanity, billions of people, and there's just 12 tribes. All these people come from 12 tribes. Stop the foolishness. But you're a believer. I get it. I get it. That's where you're at. You don't know any better. Cool. No one's asking you to know better. Question, and then we'll put this to the Moors. You could answer this. Why do some people believe in the unseen Muhammad and his prophethood, yet don't believe in the seen Noble Drew Ali and his prophethood? Because they believe. If they didn't believe, this stuff would be figured out. But because they're in the believer degree, there's only so high that they can go in their evolution. It's like they could only get to navel chakra, maybe solar plexus chakra, maybe they would get to solar plexus chakra. Most of the time, they're stuck in base. They don't know any other chakra but base chakra. That's all they know, as far as our people. Right? The belief. Then the faith is navel solar plexus chakra. Once you get past solar plexus chakra, now you're getting somewhere. Now you're on your way. So them trusting in an unseen Muhammad is because they're believer. Because you can't tell me that somebody comes right now, walks on water, just like your scripture said that the guy's going to do, and then you're not going to this guy who just walked on water and say, "Hey, I need to have a conversation with you." Because I got a holy book right here. It said the guy's going to come walking on water with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And then here you come walking on water with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And then you're not looking at him like he's the man come again for you. Those people are believers, which is exactly what happened to Noble Drew Ali. As I see Freeman L told these people at the conference, that all these people sitting around waiting for Jesus missed Noble Drew Ali. Missed him because they were sitting around waiting for Jesus to come back, and they didn't realize that Prophet Drew Ali is Jesus. Prophet Drew Ali is Muhammad and Confucius and Buddha. And you name any other prophet, he's them too. In this day and time. Islam, brother Menelik, you have anything to add?
Yeah, Islam. I was looking at it as far as your point and your perspective, as far as with Muhammad, the unseen one. So, how our people mindset is, they love the dogmatic storytelling, and just like you said, the lower chakra gratification, lower dimensional vibrational gratification, and that's what they're feeding off of. That's it. Anything else, like as far as what you're supposed to be studying, is Sharifian law and you being a Muslim, because they converted everything over and they don't get it. That's why when we look at certain information and you have certain scholars put out certain information, it's to hide in plain sight your information for somebody else's. That's why when they talk about Moors, they say they're from Africa and they say they was Muslim. You know what I mean? And that's all another power thing all in itself. Because when you look at Muslim, it's supposed to be just a religion, you know what I mean? And um, within a political structure to, um, advance the Islamic culture as far as they understand it and perceive it. And within that culture, they rewritten the Quran and hidden books from it. So the hidden Muhammad doesn't want to share a real picture of Muhammad. And, you have to go with what they're saying as far as pedophilia and certain things that they want to get rid of because they really don't respect women in that aspect. You know, they think women are beneath them. They're chauvinistic. So they have to have something, a religion that reflects how they want to operate. So within that mandarin of looking at certain things from a perspective when you have a certain research and aspect of how you're supposed to be doing certain things correctly and righteously, you know, just like the prophet said, we upright, pure, and clean. And if you're reading the circle 7, the holy instruction or to honor thy mother and father, thy mother and father, so your days will be lengthened. And when you honor man, you honor Allah. And within those principles, that's how we're supposed to be operating. But are we doing that? So anything that promotes a certain aspect of lower activities and, way to manipulate and indoctrinate and control the people, that's how they want to demonstrate. And then when Moors come that see the trickery and honor what's right and want to correct certain things, from a perspective that we know what the prophet laid down, and they just like that. Where this guy come from? Who he think he is? So I just wanted to add that on Grand Sheik, and I yield the floor.
Islam more. Islam, brother Malik.
Islam family. Uh to speak on something earlier, like when you talking about the Quran from the East, the opening page of our Circle 7, the Prophet explained what happened. Those Muslims over there took our knowledge and tried to hide it from us. So how could you try to honor somebody who tried to hide your knowledge, which is why a lot of them frown when they see us waking up. Our prophet went over there, grabbed that knowledge from them and brought it back to us, and was the only one brave enough in our time to teach it to us correctly, because the other ones, as I stated before, none of them, not even Joshua, mentioned us being Moors. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, El Haj Sharif Abdul Ali is the only prophet that ever told these Asiatics their true and divine origin. That's why it's a divine and national movement, because your birthright, your nationality is God given. So if you say you love God or you're one with God and you don't honor what he created you to be or she created you to be, then that's not honoring, or you're not truly worshiping or loving the creator that created you. You're opting out for some what you think is benefits, but it's really detriments. And I always get people to try to understand that it's like, oh, even these black Indians and these so-called Jews and all of these people that want to claim these things for some type of benefit don't know that those what they think is benefits are detriments, because they're burying y'all, and they gonna bury you even further. Even like when you show these so-called Jews old pictures of those Moorish Zionist Jews that was, yeah, they had their religion, or that they called, that we know as Yahudi, or they still honor their bloodline as Moorish. So it's like, what's up with these Hebrew Israelites today that have that same mindset, but they forget the bloodline as the forefathers did back then? And those Moorish Jews was claiming that Moorish Jew because of our prophet Noble Jew Ali. And they look at it when he was claiming he was the prophet in his time. No other man came out and said that they was the prophet. And I yield
Only
the floor on that.
only the reincarnated chapter for that. Only them. Nobody else.
No, I'm talking about when he was, like in the flesh. Those reincarnators wasn't even saying they was reincarnated when he was alive because they knew better.
Exactly. Islam. Peace, brother Manelik.
Yeah, Islam. And the facts are is that when the prophet was on the scene, he did an outstanding job in finishing and doing everything what he did. And he told us that it's going to be 50 years until you're going to fully understand and find out what I have done. So, you know, and these Moors that been hiding it, you know, doing all the dirty things that they did, they are scared now because now they got to be held accountable for the certain things that they did to the prophet. And these new Moors that are in his place, well, in the seats that they are in now, they went like you said, Grand Sheik, with the reincarnated prophets and the Kirkman Bays and stuff like that, T. Crumley Bay and all these people like that. Then you had um this other Moor went back to India and practiced being a Muslim and changed his name to Sadine Ali. I think it's Alim, and forgot all about being a Moor. Then you had the Nation of Islam popped up after they was in Detroit, the Moorish Science Temple. They changed the sign in the window. You famously say Grand Sheik. So it's a lot of things that these Moors went against the Prophet and his teachings, and you know, and I don't look at it as far as you know how people look at it, like, oh well, this is just different times, and and the people would you can't tell me that because I know that it was all treasonous actions what these people did and what it took for them to hide and change literature and copyright things and then turn the temples into churches, 501(c)s. So we have to understand that now, 100 years later, we still pushing the prophet because he set it in stone who we are, and that's Moorish American. And we have to make that known. So when you see all these treasonous people trying to not clean the temples up, not inherit their birthrights, then have you going over here to form a Moroccan state or AMPAC or whatever the situation is, you have to look at these more as funny, So, and that, mindset, as far as how I look at certain things, that's treasonous too. Because why would you go over here and make a TP when you're supposed to be going in here and handling business and getting the castle back so you can, get the fort ready? And I yield the flow with that, Grand Chief. Islam.
Islam more. And somebody had brought up is the surah is the surah signs or symbols in that work. Surah means chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't know language, they hear surah, they think it's some special thing or something like that. No, it's chapter.
Mm-hmm. And everybody have chapters in their life.
And every book has chapters.
Right.
So don't get caught up because somebody says chapter. It's all they said. Chapter 1, verse 141. Chapter 7, verse. That's all surah means. Don't get caught up. Like we're saying, that's why you read. You get info. That's all. That's all. Oh, Brother Sheldon had another one. Why do they believe that an angel came down with the word of Allah, but can't believe Noble Drew Ali went to Egypt and passed his brotherhood test from the brotherhood? And again, because they're believers and they only believe stuff they don't know. If they studied, they would know that if an angel brought somebody something and then somebody's giving this to the people, why didn't they say that the angel brought it? Why are they talking about this man brought it? There was no middleman between Noble Drew Ali and Allah. There was a middleman between Allah and Muhammad, though. And it's by name. So they can't even deny that there's a middleman between Muhammad and Allah. Allah dealt with Noble Drew Ali directly. Allah dealt with Muhammad through a middleman. Who you think Allah trusts more? Yeah, exactly. It's not competition. Noble Drew Ali is the prophet, period. Well, how come an angel didn't bring this stuff to Noble Drew Ali? If Allah directly went to Noble Drew Ali, but then Allah went through Muhammad through a middleman, clearly Muhammad couldn't really be trusted. If Allah didn't go to him directly, that's not what I say. That's what their stuff says. Their stuff says that an angel is the one who brought Muhammad Islam to bring to them, the people. But they never give honors to that angel. They never said peace be unto Gabriel. How come no peace be unto him? How come only Muhammad gets peace be unto? Nobody else? Just him? All right. Allah is the greatest of planners. That's why he sent us a prophet, because we needed a prophet the most. We needed a prophet the most. So we got one. What you gonna do now that you got a prophet? Or you gonna be playing games? Peace, Moors. Any closing remarks before we get out of here?
I'm gonna say this before we leave. You know, we have to be critical thinkers now going into 2024, and that's in March. So, as far as us being who we are, we have to just make sure that all falsehoods have to be scimitar. Like, we really have to be on our square, like we've been have, because this is really, what I mean, as far as how I look at it, attack on Moorish Americans, and they've been attacking us since, even though, we've been fighting with all type of Moors and, people who have been ignorant too, saying all these certain things about our prophet and everything else. So just as well they want their prophets to be respected, they should respect ours. And I yield the flow with that, Rashid. Peace and love, Morris.
Islam, more give thanks. Peace and love.
Islam family, brother Menelik. And just that my closing remarks again, supreme honors to our prophet Noble Drew Ali, who didn't come and confuse us with trying to get us to, he said we should learn another language, but the stuff that he wrote and taught us came in our language, in our native tongue, so that it wouldn't be no confusion. It wouldn't be like that question of the Surah. He told you straight up, chapter this, chapter that. And like I said, going back, go study. First page, he went over there to the east, took that knowledge from those people, brought it back here. Because why did he have to go over there, take the knowledge and bring it back here? As he told you, they kept those secrets from the outside world. That sounds like they had a secret agenda on enslaving something. So when you talk about like those Moors or Muslims that honor Prophet Muhammad, they're down with enslaving. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing what makes me look at all of them funny, because as you said, he had a slave. So that's why their mindset is the way that they are. That's why the prophet said, be careful, more. Some of your own wearing turbans and fezzes would try to put you back into slavery. See, the prophet was right on point. That's why they don't like Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because he didn't come with no confusion. He came straight direct to the point, and they not ready for somebody of our persuasion that comes straight to the point, that don't have a secret agenda. He didn't have a secret agenda. That's why he said, I've lifted up the veils of all the secret organizations, bringing everything to the forefront, showing you like I'm the true and tried prophet. And like that, like he said in the oral statements, if you don't believe I'm a prophet, watch my prophecies. That should tell you right there when you go read the prophecies. You can see clearly they happened, and they're still happening as we speak. So again, Moors out there worldwide, on the record, for the record, let the record reflect. Malik Yusuf Bey gives supreme honors to my one and only prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El Haj Sharif Abdul Ali. Praise be to Allah for sending them.
Islam. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace be unto him. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Stay true to the cause. Nationality and birthrights will forever be the order of the day. Honors to all the mothers out there. Peace and love, Moors. Islam.